This is the second of a series of presentations that we at the Arlington Institute call TAI Presents. And some of you were here, a month ago when Dr. Hal Puthoff was here. And what I thought that I would do is try to give you a little bit of a perspective of what we think about at the Arlington Institute, what we're doing. I spend a lot of time running around the world talking about these kinds of things to other kind of groups, and I thought my own community ought to at least have some kind of an idea about what we do. And so I've scheduled myself in here this evening to come and talk to you, and I thank you all again for coming. This is about the time in the program when I introduce the speaker, but since it's me, I'll, for those of you who don't know who I am, let me tell you just briefly, and I'll say that I'm a futurist. I spend my time thinking professionally about the future and what's going to happen. There aren't too many of us who do this for a living. Somebody want to turn down the house lights? There's only probably 200 in the world that are professional futurists that can make a living or some kind of a living out of all of this. And what we do at the Arlington Institute, which is really quite different than any other of the futurist shops, is that we think about where the whole world is going. We get up about 30,000 feet and we try to look down and we try to figure out from a systems point of view how all the pieces fit together and how where the whole process is going. And we try to do that not only from kind of a conventional point of view, to try to understand from energy and some of the things I'm going to talk about tonight and population and such, but we also try to think about it in kind of, if you will, unconventional terms. Where is this all going? Where is humanity going? What is this all about? What are we in the middle of? Is this all just a random kind of combination of things? Or is there something quite a bit bigger in all of it? And for those of you who don't know, we moved the Arlington Institute here to Berkeley Springs in November of last year. And we're very much enjoying our time here. And we hope to have this as a regular series of events with follow-on speakers to talk about events that are or issues that are related to the future. Somewhere we try to push the envelope. We're kind of weird and strange in that regard, and that's another thing that kind of differentiates us from most of the other people in our business. Most of the rest of them have to make a living by trying to know one particular area, like economics or technology or something. And we're a nonprofit, and so we try to think of this in bigger and broader and more expansive kind of terms. And so we're generalists, which is really kind of unique in this whole business. So let me talk to you a little bit about what looks like for the next 4 years as far as I'm concerned. And I'd like to draw your attention initially to a book by a friend of mine named Ray Kurzweil called The Singularity is Near. Now, Ray Kurzweil is an extraordinary guy in our business, in the business of thinking about the future. There's nobody who systematically thinks about it, who's really run the numbers, who's pushed himself out, and like Ray Kurzweil has. And Ray Kurzweil, though, typically, like I said, of people in the futures business, thinks about technology, primarily technology. But in terms of technology, nobody's done it like he has. And he's got a book called The Singularity is Near. And what it says is that we're on our way to an extraordinary kind of set of circumstances that have just never happened before. And that we're approaching a singularity, an event, a huge kind of event that would change everything fundamentally, the whole planet and the species, our whole society off in a new direction. And his whole, what he's done quite interestingly is that he has looked across history at all of the major kind of paradigm shifts, the big in the evolution of every kind of aspect. So he starts with the different ones, the evolution of human intelligence, and then natural history kinds of things, and then Britannica about important events in life, and planetary and astronomical things. Biochemistry, the structure of really the universe, cosmic kind of things from the observatory in Paris. Major events in the history of life, major events in the history of mankind, all of these different sources, different independent kind of analysts, molecular evolution, human origins, and so on, and then from Lucy to language, which is